Hey guys, welcome back to my next art book preview video. This week we've got one I'm really excited about. These are the J.Scott Campbell Ruff Stuff Sketchbooks, volume 1 to 4. Let's get straight into volume 1 here. So a quick look at the front and back as always. All of the backs on these are just a piece of cardboard. Obviously they're supposed to look like an actual sketchbook. So the ones that I've got here are all signed and these are the first edition ones. I didn't realise that if you actually get the newer ones, the second edition I think it probably is, that the first and second book, so the first book is the one I've got here, are actually the same size as the third and fourth book. So you might have noticed at the beginning that the third and fourth book are a little bit bigger. So let me show you that, for example, just to compare. I think it's about an inch bigger. So yeah, if you get the newer editions, they're all that size. Kind of wish I had those ones. Really cool sketches, by the way. He's got a lot of lost characters in these, so I'm guessing that's around the time he actually created these sketchbooks. So when Lost was pretty popular, I guess. And you're going to see there's quite a lot of fan art in these, which is really cool, as well as a lot of his original characters and comic book characters. But yeah, I'm not sure fully on the dates and stuff of these. They've been out a little while, obviously with them being reprinted again as second editions, but I only got mine recently. It's something that I've really wanted to get my hands on for a really long time, actually. But the shipping, to get the shipping here in the UK at least, from his website in America, it basically ends up double the price of the product, which is a huge shame. It put me off buying them for ages. But yeah, I've really wanted to get my hands on these. I am going to try my best not to go too slow with these. Probably won't show every page. Awesome Star Wars stuff here. There's quite a lot of like Disney fan art as well throughout. So that's really cool. But yeah, I don't want to get this video too long and there is 4 sketchbooks to look through. So I'm going to attempt to keep this quite quick. Okay, so on to Sketchbook Volume 2. So Sketchbook Volume 2, I forgot that these ones actually open vertical. So I'm going to make the decision and I'm going to show it side on, which I know is a little bit weird, but you're going to see much more on camera this way. If I flip this book around and zoom out, it's going to cut off so much. It is quite a strange choice to go for like a vertical book like this, but I can see why he's done it so he can get these longer characters on. This sketch here, by the way, is actually one of his coloured books, his White Hot one. So that's pretty cool to see the finished version compared to the initial sketch. And if you are familiar with any of those other art books that are fully like rendered ones, you will notice the covers, I think of maybe all of them actually are in these books, which is really nice to see. These are sketchbooks, of course, so he's gone for quite a pencil finish sketchbook that's black and white printed. So there isn't any colour in these books. Personally, I think that's really cool, though. I really like that format, and he has absolutely jam-packed it with content. I mean, there is no sort of blank space on these pages. It is absolutely fantastic. And I must admit, I always knew J.Scott Campbell was a really good artist, but being someone that hasn't really read his comics like Danger Girl and stuff, I'd never really looked into it too much, and it hadn't occurred to me just how good he actually is until I saw these sketchbooks, and wow, I was just blown away by them. They are still available to buy the newer prints of these on his website, by the way, but you can pick them up from some websites as well. So let's look at Sketchbook 3. Okay, so Sketchbook Volume 3, we are back to a horizontal opening one. I quite like ring binding, especially for my own sketchbooks, but I must admit when I'm buying other people's art books, if they are ring bound like this, it could prove to be a little bit of a problem in terms of storing them in your bookshelves, depending on how many books you've got, I guess. And another thing that I probably should have said at the beginning of the video, I should have given a nudity warning. So there is a chance that you might see, I guess, bare breasts is probably the most likelihood in this book. These series of books, I should say. It's pretty tame with it being sketches, and I don't think it really needs a warning. It's more like mannequins, you know, maybe you might see some placement of nipples or something, but I think it's fine, but I'm kind of just saying it just to cover myself, really. Normally I have to blur things when I show them on YouTube, but I think this one we can get away with. But yeah, back to J.Scott Campbell. I always thought his name was actually Scott, but apparently that's a misconception, and his name is actually Jeff, hence the J.Scott Campbell. You probably recognise quite a lot of these characters as some really well-known comic book characters. I'm talking like big-name superheroes like Marvel characters and things. I think there's actually a Marvel monograph for his work as well, so a collection of his stuff. But I much prefer this kind of sketchbook, to be honest. As well as that, though, as mentioned earlier, as well as all these Marvel sketches, he does have his own comic book or graphic novel. On to volume 4 now. Again, I know it's a little bit annoying. It's a little bit weird to see it side on, but I couldn't think the best way of doing it. So we're sticking with it. So I really just wanted to preview these for you guys. But moving back to his comic books, his graphic novels, he actually has one called Danger Girl, and there's quite a lot to it. I haven't read it myself, but I'm always tempted to buy it. There's like a giant 300-400 page omnibus or something. So some of the characters in here that you will be seeing, in fact, a lot of the characters in here are the girls from his graphic novel, Danger Girl. And I believe that's like Abby Chase and things. And it's very much a James Bond meets Charlie's Angels kind of spy thing, as far as I'm aware. In fact, there is actually a Danger Girl sketchbook. It's pretty cheap to get hold of nowadays, and it is actually really good. I would show it on camera along with some of his other books, but I think there's already a ton of videos previewing those, so there's probably no need for me to do that. But again, the things that stand out to me here are just how packed the artwork is in here. Yeah, it's not completely neat if you like everything organised, but I see this more like you're actually getting your money's worth. Instead of getting one single drawing, you're getting really a full piece. You're getting some preliminary sketches along with some slightly more rendered stuff. And despite this being called a sketchbook, I would call it like a rendered pencil work. To him, this might be rough. To me, this is mind-blowing. I would kill to be able to draw like this. But that's pretty much it, guys. We're getting to the end now. I think I've shown plenty here. Other people have videos on YouTube already in more detail where they show each one individually. But hopefully this helped you if you were tempted to buy the books. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching.